fourth grade. Lesson 1.3 is compare and order numbers. And so since we've covered the place values and how large those numbers are, now we recognize just how big these numbers get as you move from place to place. And we modeled that in lesson 1.1. Remember, I had the 1 cube here. I'll draw it. The 1 cube here. We had the rod, which was representing 10 of those cubes. Then 10, remember everything was multiplied by 10. So 10 of those rods ended up being a flat. And then multiplied by 10, we need 10 of these flats, and that gave us a cube. And remember, it kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger as we went, multiplied by 10, and we get 10 of these, multiplied by 10, and we have 100 of these, multiplied by 10, and we have 1,000 of these. So it's a massive amount. So knowing that then helps us when we're ready to understand the comparison of two numbers. So let's say we're going to compare these two numbers. Here we have 651,028. There was 0 in the 100, so I skipped it and went 28. Compared to 665,188. Well, for a while, I might need to just put these numbers on the chart just to see the place values. Eventually, you'll feel like, oh, I don't need the chart anymore. I can see it right now. But until that point, put it on the chart. So I have an 8 in the ones place right here. Then a 2, 0, 2, 0, 1, 5, 6. So I'm just moving it backwards. And then I'll do the same with the other number. 8 from here. 8, 1, 5, 6, 6. Now, when I'm comparing these numbers, I'm going to start in the largest place value because it's the most. These are a bunch of cubes. And I'm going to compare these two. Well, this has 6 of the 100,000s place, so it's 600,000. But this also has 600,000. Well, 600,000 is equal to 600,000. So at this point, these are equal numbers. So now I'll check the next place value, the 10,000s place. That's the next largest value. Here, there's 50. 5 tens is 50, right? 50,000. And here there's 60,000. Oh, well, 60,000 is more than 50,000. I don't need to check anything else now because that's all smaller values. If this one is bigger than this one, then this number is going to be bigger than this whole number since these are the highest values. So in order to mark that, I would use that understanding of that alligator. If an alligator has a choice of how many hamburgers to eat, he's going to eat the most amount of hamburgers. So this, we agreed, was the larger number because this had 60,000 and this had 50,000, and 60,000 is more than 50,000. Did not matter after that. It was which of the larger values ends up being more. The first one you come across, that's the one you go with. This is the larger amount. This many hamburgers is more than that. So I'm going to have the alligator's mouth go towards that one. It's right here. Alligator's mouth goes towards that one. So what we're saying here is that 665,188 is larger than 651,028. We could also say it this way: 651,028 is smaller or less than 665,188. It could be said either way. And this lesson does show that another way to do this would be using a number line. It's not the way I generally would do it, only because I just don't feel like drawing a number line that high or with that many numbers. I'd rather just put them in their place values. But just because it's not of value to me doesn't mean it's not of value to one of you. So I'm going to just go over this way too, and maybe it helps connect things for you where it wasn't as something that I connected with. Everybody's different, right? So let's go ahead and look at this example. We want to compare 15,327 with 15,341. And they give us a number line from 15,300 all the way through to 15,360. So we count by tens, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, right? With zeros, 10, 20, because they're all the same, 15,300, 15,300, 15,300. The only thing is changing is the tens place. So that means they're climbing by 10 hashes, okay? So I'm going to use 15,327. Let me find 15,320 right here, and then I'll count 7 from there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I'm going to mark it. I'll even label it. Okay, now let's find this one. This is 15,341. I need to find the 15,340 there, and then I just go one more over right there. 15,340. And so if I want to know which one's greater, you know on a number line, if 0 is over here, way over here in this case, way down the line, then going this way means greater when we're talking about positive numbers. So this is the larger value than this one. I'll show it on the chart too, so you can see that way as well. All right, both of these numbers on the chart. We had 15,327 and 15,340. I start in the largest place value. In this case, it's 10,000. That was the same value. They each had one, which is 10,000. They had 5,000s in this place value. They both had 300s in this place value, so they were equivalent all the way to there. But in the tens place, this only had 2, this guy, and this guy had 4. So he had more, and that made this one larger than this one. And remember, alligators go after the largest value. So that's how you do that with a number line. Let's practice a few of the comparing numbers. We'll probably use the chart because they didn't give me any more number lines, and I don't want to draw number lines. All right, we will be comparing. Ooh, and it's money too. I like big numbers with money as long as it's mine coming to me and not me owing it. So we have 631,328, and we have 640,000, and nothing. I'm not going to say anything about these. I'm going to skip it and just say 9. 640,009 is how you would say that one. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you kind of what you're going to transition to as you get used to this and not use the chart. You're going to go down the line and just compare these. This is 100,000s place. This is 100,000s place. It's 6 and 6 are equal. 3 and 4, oopsie, 3 and 4 are not equal. 4 is bigger than 3. This one's bigger. So you would get the hang of doing that. But until that becomes comfortable and until you get comfortable with place values and making sure they're lined up correctly, use the chart. So I'm going to put this number on the chart. I'm going to start at the ones place and work backwards, starting here and working backwards. 8, 2, 3, 1, 3, 6. Do the same with the other number, working backwards. There we go. That way I can make sure I land in the correct spot and I know that these are matching, lined up, that the place values are the same. Sometimes they might not have, if this hadn't had the 6, I want to make sure that it lined up correctly. So that's why I went backwards. 100,000s place is equivalent. They're both a 6. 600,000 for this one, 600,000 for this one. The 10,000 place isn't. This has 30,000 and this has 40,000. Well, that's bigger. Doesn't matter what happens after that. 10,000 is more than any of those. So this is going to be the larger number. Alligators eat larger numbers, and so there you go. That is the larger number. The next part they have us do in this lesson is ordering from least to greatest. So now maybe they'll give us 3 numbers and they want us to order them in either least to greatest order, or sometimes they'll ask for greatest to least order. So pay attention to the order they want. They want smallest to largest. So we're going to identify the smallest number first, write that one first, and then after that we will do the second smallest and then the largest. So again, you might start not using the chart and look for the smallest one. The chart might be easier for a while when you're dealing with more than two numbers though. But I would notice right away, if I weren't using the chart, these all have 4. They're all in the 10,000s place. This has a 1 and this has a 1 in the thousands place, but this has a 0. So right away I notice, because I've practiced and used the chart enough to recognize that 0 is the smallest. So that would be my smallest one. And then I would go from here. They're same. Then the next hundreds place, this one's smaller than that one. So you'll get to that point if you aren't already. But until then, just keep using the chart. Don't worry if you have to use the chart. It's fine, right? I had to for a while too. Okay, so let's go ahead and put these on the chart. We have 09014. That was this number. Then I'm going to go backwards, 09114. So I'm working backwards again, just like we did before. 09114. And 90004. And now I can see they're equivalent in the 10,000s place. 40,000, 40,000, 40,000. In the thousands place, these two are equivalent, but this one's not. It is less. So this one is going to be my least value. That is the littlest guy right there. Okay? Then I compare these two from then on. So that we were equivalent here. Look to the hundreds place. Oh, 0 is less than 1. This one is the second smallest. We'll make that blue. So now if I'm ordering these in least to greatest order, I would start with my smallest. Then I would go to my second smallest, 41,090 is how you say that. Semicolon, and then the largest number is 41,190. So 40,009 is how you say this one. 40,009 is the smallest, 41,090 is the second smallest, and 41,190 is the largest. And finally, they asked a question in here that seemed kind of tricky at first, but I think once we break it down, you'll see what they're after. So they gave us a set of numbers. The alligator's going this way, so this must be the largest number, and this one's larger than this number. So let's take a look at this. They want us to find out what digit that, what value this is supposed to be in order to make this whole thing true. So this value needs to make this whole number be larger than this number, but smaller than this number. So we have 464,545. I'm going to put that on the chart. Then we have 3,535. I'm going to go ahead and put that on the chart as well, leaving that number an unknown. As you get older, you would put a variable maybe there to say it's not known. And then I will do this number here. That is 443,550. And what we want is for this number to be the largest and this number to be the smallest. And you notice in the 100,000s place we're equivalent. This needs to be the largest as a 6, and this needs to be as smallest as a 4. So this number needs to be in between 4 and 6. So what number falls right between 4 and 6? Yes, you're right. It is a 5. So that would be the missing number that goes there, saying 464,545 is the largest, 453,535 is the next largest, and 443,550. Or we could say 453,535 is smaller than 464,545, but bigger than 443,550. So that's all they were asking for on that. And it certainly helped. This felt really confusing, but it certainly helped to pull that chart out, line them up, and go, oh, I see it now. That's it for this lesson. So hopefully that clarified things for you. Good luck.